For context, this is a club/society run at my school where everybody chooses the country, part of the United Nations, and debates whether they would like to support or not support, abstain, or veto a specific UN resolution set forward by the leaders of the society. In this video, I am Yang Li, the Foreign Ministry of China, and I am trying to not support the resolution that the death of Alexei Navalny will be investigated by the UN. So, enjoy watching.
As Yang Li, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, we
pronounced that one
believe
correctly.
that the amount of resources required to investigate the death of Alexei will simply not be worth it. Simply because we already know the truth. Putin has ordered the death of his opponents by design. After all, Putin received
If only
his
you
power
worked at
after
French clubs
reported
in this
death,
time.
smiling gleefully.
Yeah, I should have
After
been
all,
there.
for the UN to vote for an independent investigation into the death of Alexei
spending
Navalny,
time that you
there
should
should be
have
a
been at
justifiable
French
reason for it. However, this case does not. But we know the investigation is to find out if Putin did it. It's not to find the cause of death of Alexei. We want to know if Putin did it, and we know that. And I can give you evidence of why we already know. For example, the Russian state
this has to
media
go on the
picked up the
status.
coverage
Oh,
of
that is
Alexei's
bad.
death just 2 minutes
That is bad. Zoomed in.
which obviously
I could see the little,
fuels
like,
suspicions of foul play.
That's something.
Thing at the back
This
here.
is concerning because usually the Russian state media will not care enough to respond quickly to prisoners' deaths, especially if they're opposing Putin. Next, there was only 37 seconds of screen time for Navalny's death on the breaking news channel in Russia. Plus, recently, Yulia, Navalny's wife, requested to see the body of Navalny, but has had no response yet. The state-controlled television RT, citing sources, reported that Navalny consulted a blood clot, but that Alexander Popkin, a doctor who treated Navalny after he was poisoned with a Novichok nerve agent in 2020, told the newspapers there was no way that death by thrombosis could be diagnosed at this stage. Such a conclusion could only be made after a post-mortem, he said, and that Navalny has not shown any signs of a vulnerability to this when he examined him in 2020. You can see, I previously argued that there should not be an investigation of election fraud into
Give me a
China.
question.
So now it seems that the UN should investigate election fraud as a whole in Russia due to this horrifying death. The way I see it, the Kremlin could have killed Alexei before or after the elections. But Putin choosing to do this before the elections in March can only mean one thing. He's trying to send a message to the West to tell them that he's independent and will not listen to anything they say. He doesn't care if people like Nikki Haley or Biden condemn him. One of the possible ways of moving forward was to impose more economic sanctions on Russia. But as you've seen recently with the sanctions due to the Ukraine war, the most these sanctions can do is weaken the Russian economy, not destroy it. Another possible way forward may be to strike more deals with Putin. As was brought to light in the recent interview by Tucker Carlson, Putin has been rejected time and time again during trade deals and militarization talks with the West. This has led Russia to eventually being isolated, and now them going rogue and not following any rules. Plus, it is important to think about the safety of the people that might have to go to Russia to investigate the war. If the Kremlin is willing and able to murder a powerful opposition leader in cold blood, I think it's not like to send some of my citizens to investigate such a dangerous country.
Any questions?
Ooh.
Let's look at this website here, and it doesn't say anything that there's certain evidence to say that Putin or his
It's just kind of,
actually did
it's too much of a coincidence to say that Putin.
Let him finish.
All I'm saying is that it's a coincidence.
There's too much circumstantial evidence for Putin not to have done this. Like I said, the state media picked it up 2 minutes after his time of death.
So would you rather that we held an independent investigation so that we can make sure that this was the case? And it isn't just,
Bless you.
Russia with...
But you'd be risking the same.
Can you ask him about his one-party system and how?
Can you please ask
Kremlin
under
is able
recorder?
and willing to do this.
You should have considered how China has a one-party system and therefore is hypocritical.
There's no conclusive evidence. So why?
Obviously not. That's why the resolution is should there be an investigation. But I'm just trying to say that there's enough circumstantial evidence
But
to
there's
say
no
that we don't
conclusive
need.
evidence.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to put risk on
please
the
write.
safety of other people to
you
get that
should.
conclusive evidence.
I was hoping no one was asking questions.
It's monumentally important to democracy that we get information about what's happening in Russia, that we can set an example globally about against.
I mean, we're already doing this by imposing sanctions on them, right? I mean, we can impose more sanctions, but as we've seen, that doesn't really affect the Russian economy that much.
It's his
To
phone.
the point where they are
his
destroyed or something.
No, you want to pass it down. Just pass it down.
So the reason why
Here, take a little short message.
sanctions don't affect Russia that much is because the world being dependent on Russia for natural
Start
reasons.
speaking.
What are you doing, Alice?
You seem to be running a crisis for citizens in your own country.
Yeah, so we should not just find a way for the UN to help implement diversification of energy resources, rather than so that the effect of sanctions are greater on Russia, for example, as like a two-pronged attack.
See, other countries don't have enough resources to do that diversification. And since all the gas lines are already coming from Russia, it would take a large investment to make new gas pipes to support all this infrastructure.
Okay, well done. Thank you. Have a seat.